You make great money, you've got savings, maybe even the dream house. Everything looks right, but deep down, it still feels like you're behind. In this video, I'll show you the real reason why you feel this way and why your income doesn't equal wealth. I'd like to talk about a concept I learned about in Morgan Housel's book, The Psychology of Money. Morgan, in his book, talks a little bit about the difference between rich and wealthy. And he has a really cool, clever way of helping us understand that wealth is our true goal, not just being rich. Being rich, according to Morgan, is essentially just having a high income. Now, what would be 1% rich, meaning the top 1%? Well, in the United States currently, if you make $600,000 or more of annual income, you are considered the top 1% in terms of income generation. And I would say that that is definitely rich. You can now afford to buy pretty much any car you want. You can afford to live in $1 million house or a multi-million-dollar house, but being rich doesn't make you wealthy. Now, what is wealth? Wealth is essentially how much you've amassed in assets, and typically they're going to be appreciating assets. So things like stocks, real estate, business interests, right? What is the top 1% in wealth in the United States? It's $13.2 million. Now think about that, 600,000 to be rich, 13.2 million to be wealthy. Very, very different numbers. Personally, I know quite a few people that make $600,000 or more. You know, they're an executive, they started a business, maybe they're really good at their job. I don't know that many people that have $13.2 million worth of wealth. A couple of reasons. One, wealth is kind of invisible. You don't really see it. And then the other reason is people that have that much wealth aren't going out there and bragging about it. They're not saying, hey, look at me, I've got this $13.2 million of wealth. So let's talk about the difference and why you should be seeking wealth and not being rich. Any fool with $600,000 of income can go buy themselves anything that they want. But buying yourself anything that you want doesn't actually make you more free. It doesn't give your life more meaning. You are now dependent on that job. You're a slave to your job because you got to pay for this stuff. That car payment, the minute you miss it is the minute that Lamborghini or Ferrari or whatever you bought is going to be repoed as quickly as you can imagine. If you miss 1 or 2 mortgage payments, watch how quickly your bank starts turning sour to you and starts to look at foreclosing on that $1 million house that you bought. Actually, having a lot of money and buying a lot of stuff is not really what makes you wealthy. It's what makes you a prisoner. And you see this with rich people all the time. They're super stressed out. Why are they stressed out? Because they got payments. I got to pay for that pool that I put in the other day. I got to pay for this car, and I got to pay for this, and I got to pay for that. And they're so stressed out all the time. They're not free. I know tons of rich people that are miserable in their lives. So what's the difference between that and building wealth? Well, someone that's building wealth might not have $1 million house. In many cases, they live in kind of the same home that they grew up in. Think of somebody like Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is a multi-gazillionaire, but he still lives in the house that he bought 60 years ago, right? He bought it at 34 years old. He's 94 today. He paid $31,000 for that house in Omaha, Nebraska. He still lives in it. I'm sure he's upgraded it a little bit, but it's essentially the same house. What did he do? Wealth is built by the things you didn't buy, not the things you bought. But what does wealth give you that being rich doesn't? Well, it gives you 4 things that I would argue are infinitely better. It gives you the ability to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, for as long as you want. And to me, that freedom is priceless because now you can say, you know, if that high-paying job doesn't really work out, that's okay. I'll go find another job. Let's say you've got a situation where maybe you want to take some time off to travel with your family. I'm a slave to my job because I've got tons of payments. I can't take any time off. But if I'm wealthy and I have income generating investments that can supplement my income so that even if I miss work and let's say I don't get a paycheck for a month or 2, it doesn't really matter because I've got investments that are making money for me. Wealth is this freedom that essentially gives everybody the ability to not be stressed, focus on the things and the people in their lives that are truly important to them, and not be burdened by payments that they really can't make. If you're interested in building wealth, we would love to talk to you. We would love to hear all about your goals. We're super passionate about investing here and helping our clients to essentially realize these life fulfillment goals that they have. If you're interested in being rich, you know how to do that on your own. Go find a job, make some money, buy some stuff. There's tons of rich people online that you can look at, tons of videos that you can watch about how to get rich. We're interested in building wealth. If you're ready to build true wealth and want a team that's as obsessed with investing as you are with your goals, book a consultation with a Verde Capital Management financial advisor today. If this strategy sounds like what you've been missing, this free consultation will help you build your roadmap to real wealth.